Hola y bienvenidos a la unidad 12R, lección 1B, los frases comunes. ¿Qué necesitas? Necesitas tu cuaderno, fichas de index, lápiz y la hoja de práctica de las frases comunes. So you are going to need your notebook, index cards to make flashcards, something to write with, and your packet with your common phrases and the practice. This is a partner optional, pareja opcional. Okay, our learning targets are: I can use memorized common phrases and questions related to classroom needs. I can exchange common pleasantries with people, such as greetings, names, farewells. I can identify and describe basic cultural practices related to pleasantries from the target culture and my own. El verbo de hoy es saludar, to greet. Y la cita dice: el experto en cualquier materia primero fue un principiante. Any expert in any subject was first a beginner, and that is you. You are beginning out. And again, a reminder: active learning, be present, stay engaged, don't let your mind wander, take notes, be an active learner, and review so it starts to stick. Today, we're going to be working with common phrases and greetings. This document, again, is in your Student Spanish Virtual Resource Binder, which is found in the link in the launch pad. Okay, so I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. You might want to pause the video and open that document up for taking notes later, or you can just pause the video here. It's pretty big and easy to see. So on the left-hand side, we have the English translation. On the right-hand side are the important phrases, frases importantes. These are all really basic phrases, things that you need to memorize just to do common courtesies, to be able to say hello, to say goodbye, to ask questions in class. So here we go. Hello, hola. You should be repeating, hola. Welcome, bienvenidos. Notice when we put exclamations, we have an upside down one in Spanish that goes in front. Good morning or good day, buenos días. Good afternoon, buenas tardes. Good evening, buenas noches. Notice buenos días o buenas tardes, buenas noches with an A. We'll talk about why in the next lesson. Many ways to say goodbye. Adios. Ciao. See you later. Hasta la vista. Hasta luego. See you soon. Hasta pronto. We'll see each other soon. Nos vemos. See you tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Remember, you're repeating. All right, some titles. Mr., Señor. Mrs., a married woman, Señora. Miss, an unmarried woman, Señorita. To say our name, me llamo, and you say your name. For example, me llamo Mr. Flack. We need to be able to ask people what their name is. So informally, if we're talking to somebody of our own age or younger, somebody that we would become friends and use a first name basis, we would say, ¿Cómo te llamas? How do you call yourself? ¿Cómo te llamas? But if we're in a formal setting if you're asking adults or strangers, you would use ¿Cómo se llama? Which also means how do you call yourself, but it's a different form that shows respect. We practiced this already. When we meet somebody and they tell us their name, we should respond, mucho gusto. I'm pleased to meet you. We need to be able to talk about our classes here at school. So to say a particular class name, it's la clase de, and you fill in the blank. So for example, Spanish class is la clase de español. Over here on the right, I have, I think, just about every class that you might be in. So I'm just going to read down the list. Informática, that is computer science. Ingeniera, engineering. ciencia, science, or física, physics, biología, biology, química, chemistry, matemáticas, math, álgebra, algebra, geometría, geometry, trigonometría, trigonometry, cálculo, calculus, estadísticas, statistics, inglés, English, educación física, physical education, gym, baile, dance, arte, art, música, music, coro, chorus, banda, band, fotografía, photography, historia, history, estudios mundiales, world studies, educación cívica, civics class, psicología, psychology, sociología, sociology, seminario, your seminar. Or you can also say preparación postsecundaria, post-secondary preparation, right? So any of those classes. So if you want to say English class, la clase de inglés, math class, la clase de matemáticas. All right. We also need to know how to be polite. So if we want to say please, por favor, thank you, gracias, you're welcome, de nada, or no hay de qué. No hay de qué. That was no big deal. That was a whole lot of information. Take a pause. I want you to make flashcards for any of these common phrases that you don't already know, and any of your classes. You should be able to talk about all of your classes. So you don't necessarily need to write all of these down. You can if you want, but you should be responsible for the ones that you are taking this year so you can talk about your schedule. Go ahead and pause, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, next, we need to know how to ask questions. So our question words in Spanish, just like the exclamations that we saw in the previous video, when we ask or write questions, there's an upside down question mark in front of the question word and the regular question mark on the back. There's also a tilde, an accent mark on every single question. So if you're writing a question, it has to have an accent mark on there. Here we go. I'm going to pronounce, you're going to repeat. Who, quién, what, qué, or cómo. It depends on how we're using the word what. You'll learn as we go. Where, dónde. Where to, a dónde. When, cuándo. Why, por qué. Notice it's two words, por qué. This same word is used to say because, but it'll be written as one word. So if we're asking a question, por qué, two words. How, cómo. Notice we had como up here. Sometimes it can mean what? Sometimes it means how. How much? Cuánto. How many? Cuántos. Okay, again, pause the video, make some flashcards. When you're ready, come back. Okay, so here's some common questions or statements you might need for class. Again, you're going to repeat the Spanish that I'm pronouncing. How do you say blank in Spanish? ¿Cómo se dice blank in Spanish? So, for example, ¿cómo se dice dog in español? How do you spell something in Spanish? ¿Cómo se escribe dog en español? What does something mean? ¿Qué significa perro en inglés? May I go to the bathroom? ¿Puedo ir al baño? May I go to drink water? ¿Puedo tomar agua? I don't understand. No comprendo. I have a question. Tengo una pregunta. Repeat, please. Repite, por favor. That's an important one. You're going to have to ask lots of times for people to repeat or also to slow down. Slower, please. Más despacio, por favor. Is there homework? ¿Hay tarea? And sometimes we need to excuse ourselves. So we have pardon me in English, perdóname. It's very similar, right? Perdóname. That's if we're asking for forgiveness. So, like if I'm walking around classroom a lot and sometimes I accidentally step on people's feet. Oh, perdóname. And then I can also say, I'm sorry, lo siento. But if I want to say, pardon me, I'm in a big group of people and they're blocking my way and I want to get by, that's con permiso, with permission, con permiso. All right, again, pause the video, make flashcards for the ones that you don't understand. Going forward, any of these in Spanish you need to know in class. I'm going to say no comprendo. If you say, Mr. Flack, can I go to the bathroom? No comprendo, no comprendo inglés. You have to ask me in Spanish. Okay, pause, make your flashcards, come back when you're ready. We have one more thing to write. Okay, the last thing you need to write down is your personal pronouns, pronombres personales. When you make your flashcard, I want you to copy this entire screen, just like I've got it on one flashcard in a T-chart in the same way that I have it here. So 2 columns, 3 rows. And then you're going to title the columns. The left-hand column represents singular. The right-hand column represents plural. And our rows represent first person. That's when we talk about ourselves. Second person when we're talking to somebody, and third person is when we're talking about somebody or something. This chart is important because when we start using verbs, we're going to use the same chart, and we need to know that this chart represents these people: first person singular, second person singular, third person singular, first person plural, second person plural, third person plural. Okay, so our pronouns are to say I, we say Joe. To say you informal. Informal means people that are our friends, our family, people that we're on a first name basis. Tú. So you informal, tú. Notice there's a tilde. You have to write that accent mark. Third person singular. He is él. She is ella. And you formal, so second way to say you in Spanish, but it's formal. This is what we would use with strangers, or if we want to show respect, Mr., Mrs., Sir, ma'am. So like with your teachers, with Mr. Iturralde, with a policeman, with a complete stranger, you would use usted. Okay, now down the plural side. We, that's myself, I, first person, plus at least one other person. If there's at least one male in the we group, we say nosotros. If the we group is all females, we say nosotras. We have the same idea of informal you all. This is used mostly in Spain. In Latin America, they really don't use this, but in Spain, they identify a group of people that we're talking to. Hey, you all. So if I was your teacher in Spain and I was talking to you all, I would say vosotros, you all. That meaning that at least one person is a male in that group of people that I'm talking to. Vosotros, you all. If the group is all females, then we say vosotras. And then third person plural, we have ellos, they or them, at least one male in the group. If we want to say they or them, but it's all females, it's ellas. And if we want to say you all in Spain for formal, so a bunch of strangers that we're talking to, or if we want to say you all anywhere in Latin America, they just use ustedes. In Latin America, they don't differentiate between informal and formal. So yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros or nosotras, vosotros or vosotras, and ellos, ellas, ustedes. Again, go ahead and pause your video, copy this all down onto one flashcard, and work on memorizing that. When you're ready, come back to the video. Okay, so tarea, si tienen tarea, your homework. Again, make sure you made flashcards of everything you didn't know. Practice and memorize when you wake up walking to school with your friends. So now you've got numbers, alphabet, common phrases, pronouns, all to memorize. Go ahead, go back to the grid, finish any activities, and we'll see you on the next lesson.